All right, let's dive into something pretty wild. A fictional news day, but one from the not-so-distant future. We're going to look at a single 24-hour period where, well, everything seemed to change.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if you woke up one morning, checked the news, and instead of that usual feeling of dread, you felt hope? Genuine, actual hope. That's really the idea we're exploring today.
The day is March 10th, 2026. And on this day, these huge shifts in energy, in economics, in technology, they didn't just happen in their own little silos. Nope, they all hit at once, creating this incredible ripple effect around the entire world. So let's start with the big one, the domino that really kicked everything off. A breakthrough in energy that, honestly, most people thought was still decades away.
For the first time ever, researchers at the ITER facility down in France did something incredible. They kept a fusion reaction going, getting more energy out than they put in for over 6 hours straight. Now, to be clear, they'd done it before, but only for a few seconds. 6 hours. I mean, that was the moment everyone knew this was real. Commercial-scale fusion was no longer science fiction.
And you just have to listen to the way the head scientist, Dr. Alina Vance, talked about it. She didn't say, oh, it's a great experiment. She called it a blueprint for the next 1,000 years. Think about the sheer weight of that statement. This wasn't just a discovery, it was a turning point for humanity. And this wasn't just some abstract science thing. It had immediate real-world consequences. All of a sudden, there was a concrete plan to get off carbon by the 2040s. The entire concept of energy geopolitics was turned on its head. And, of course, the markets reacted instantly, with green energy stocks just soaring. So as this incredible energy news is breaking, something just as important is happening with the global economy. It's like world leaders saw this opportunity and decided to hit the ground running.
12 Indo-Pacific nations, we're talking 35% of the world's GDP here, they all signed something called the Singapore Accord. And make no mistake, this was a game changer. It got rid of export taxes on things like semiconductors, which means cheaper electronics for everyone. It created one set of data privacy rules, and it even made it easier for people to work remotely across borders. And it seems like that fusion news really lit a fire under the world's central banks. For months, they'd been in this cautious wait-and-see mode. Well, not anymore. The Fed and the European Central Bank released a joint statement, which almost never happens, signaling a rate cut to pour fuel on what they were calling the new green industrial revolution.
So how did the markets react? Oh, they absolutely loved it. You can see the S&P futures got a nice bump, but look at the green stocks reacting directly to that fusion news. And Bitcoin, it shot up to a new all-time high. It was this massive signal of confidence that a whole new wave of investment was coming.
Okay, so we've got clean energy on the horizon and the global economy getting a massive shot in the arm. But what about us? What about the planet? Well, on the very same day, the tech world was having its own pivotal moment.
The big reveal was something called Gemini 4, and its main feature wasn't just about being faster or smarter, it was about being empathic. Basically, this AI could sense when you were getting overwhelmed or confused and would adjust how it presented information in real time. It could, read the room. And this is a really big deal. It marks this fundamental shift in our relationship with technology. We were starting to move away from just having tools that we use and toward having partners that we actually work with. The possibilities for things like education or even mental health are just enormous.
And while one branch of tech was focused on becoming more human, another was hard at work healing the planet. The big number that dropped that day from the Global Forestry Initiative was just staggering. 1.2 million hectares of rainforest restored.
So how'd they pull that off? This is the really clever part. They used a new system, a carbon credit blockchain that basically cut out all the bureaucracy. It sent money directly to local communities for preserving their land. It put the incentive right where it needed to be, and the results, well, they speak for themselves.
All right, so you've got this incredible breakthrough in fusion energy, a brand new global economic pact, and technology that's helping both people and the planet, all happening in a single day. So what does it all add up to?
When you look at the whole picture, the theme that really jumps out is reconciliation and refinement. It felt like for the first time in a very long time, the world was moving away from chaos and conflict and toward a more coordinated, smarter, and more sustainable way forward. And it wasn't just the huge headlines. Even the smaller news stories from that day seemed to fit the theme. SpaceX nailed a key test for its Mars mission. A vaccine for the common cold hit late-stage trials. And even culturally, people were leaning into more
tangible, refined things, like books and vinyl records. And that's the big question this one day leaves us with, right? Was this it? Was this the moment everything actually started to turn around for the better? The dawn of a whole new era? Or was it just a lucky break? A beautiful but fleeting moment of good news? It's a powerful thing to think about.